Top of the morning to ya. It's a little cool in Minnesota this morning, so I'm bundled up. Also, today I'm going to try something different. So hang on. Your heart is pounding. The words catch in your throat. The person across the table is pushing. And you feel the heat rising in your face. In a high-stakes moment like this, it's easy to get defensive and emotional and feel yourself losing control. We've all been there. You spend hours later replaying the conversation in your head, wishing you'd been calmer, clearer, and more in command. Look, this feeling of being emotionally hijacked isn't just uncomfortable, it's costly. It can cost you a promotion, a better deal, or the respect you've been working hard to earn. The second you're overwhelmed by stress, your brain's fight or flight response kicks in. Your ability to think rationally nosedives and you start reacting on instinct, not strategy. You get so caught up in the internal storm of anxiety and frustration that you can't see the situation for what it really is. You're trapped in your own head and the opportunity slips right through your fingers. Psychologists call this being associated. It's like you're watching a horror movie, but you're the main character. You feel every ounce of panic, totally unable to see the bigger picture. But what if you could flip a switch? What if in that exact moment of rising tension, you could activate a God mode for your brain? Imagine you could just float up to the corner of the room and watch the whole scene unfold from a third-person perspective. You see yourself at the table, you see the other person, but you're no longer drowning in the emotional storm. Instead, you have ice-cold clarity. This isn't science fiction. It's a proven psychological technique called dissociation or self-distancing. It's the ability to detach from your immediate feelings and analyze a situation objectively. This mental shift helps you regulate your emotions, make smarter decisions, and take back control when the pressure's on. Here's how to activate God mode. So, how do you actually do this? It boils down to 3 simple steps you can start using today. First up, the observer shift. This is the core of God mode. When you feel your emotions starting to bubble up, consciously imagine yourself stepping outside of your body. Picture yourself as a fly on the wall, just watching the interaction like it's a movie. Notice your posture. Notice their body language. From this detached view, the emotional charge just fades, and you can see the strategic landscape with fresh eyes. This simple mental trick creates what's known as psychological distance, which has been shown to improve problem solving and emotional regulation. Second, label your emotions. This one sounds almost too simple, but it's incredibly powerful. When you feel a wave of anger or anxiety, don't try to fight it. Just silently name it. Say to yourself, this is anger, or I am feeling anxious. Research from UCLA and other institutions show that this practice, called affect labeling, actually calms down the amygdala, the brain's alarm center. By putting a name to the feeling, you shift from experiencing the raw emotion to analyzing it, which brings the more rational parts of your brain online and dials down the intensity. And third, master the strategic pause. When you're under pressure, the instinct is to fire back an immediate response. Don't. Instead, take a deliberate pause. A slow, deep breath before you speak can work wonders. This small action does two things. It breaks the emotional feedback loop, and it gives you a beat to access your rational mind. That silence also subtly shifts the power dynamic. It communicates composure and makes the other person wait for your thoughtful response, not just a knee-jerk reaction. A pause isn't a weakness, it's a tool of control. These 3 steps, the observer shift, labeling emotions, and the strategic pause, are your keys to unlocking God mode. You don't have to be a victim of your own emotional reactions. You can be the calm, strategic observer in any room. Which of these are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments. Mastering your mind under pressure isn't about turning into a robot or suppressing your feelings. It's about understanding them so you can choose how to respond. By practicing these techniques, you can step out of the heat of the moment and into a state of clear-headed control. You can win the negotiation, lead the meeting with confidence, and handle any high-stakes interaction without losing your cool. You have the power to switch on God mode whenever you need it. You be blessed. If you found this useful and want more tools to upgrade your thinking, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Now, go take control.